Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Near Disney. It's Wednesday, March 27th, and as you know, we are your local real estate experts bringing you the best of everything that's happening within a 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle. So cue the theme song. I lost my theme song button the last time I hosted the show in the last minute, and I was panicking. I had to actually sing the theme song to my own little tune, and I don't know if that went over well with the audience, but it's good to have it back with our film crew does such a good job of producing that. So,
I think you did a fabulous job that night. It was good.
well, I introduce myself real quick. I'm Elijah with Florida in Motion Realty. On here near Disney, they call me the Prince of Real Estate. And joined me on this side is my esteemed colleague of magical credentials as well.
I am 𝐄𝐀𝐖𝐊, also with Florida in Motion Realty, and my nickname is Aurora, as in Sleeping Beauty.
Awesome. Well, we are happy to have you in one of these Brady Bunch squares, how we deliver this show. Got a great lineup for you. We're going to talk about some updates with theme parks, updates with downtown Orlando, new park offerings. We're going to give you some updates on the market, as well as some incentives in some communities that are selling in the Central Florida area. If you've been looking to buy or something, you might be wanting to jump in on this inventory and incentives. So first, I'll throw it over to you, Sue. You got an update on Universal Studios. What's happening with that?
Yes. Well, Universal has put out an offer that Florida residents, and actually, if you have a Florida or a Georgia driver's license, you are now eligible to purchase a two-park one-day ticket that comes with 2 free days under this new deal, which is kind of amazing. That saves somebody a lot of money. And these have to be used by June 24th of this year. So that's still a little bit of time, and definitely well into the month of June when kids are out of school. So, take that into consideration. There are some days that are blocked out, but at this point, it's just through the middle of next week, which is, right after the end of next week, excuse me, right after Easter. So, which a lot of the parks do have blockout days during spring break. But it's an easier way for you to get in. If you've got kids, it's $199 for adults and $194 for children ages 3 to 9. There's also a bonus on that. For just $28 more, you can add in Volcano Bay, which is a separate area that doesn't normally come with your general admission. So as always, though, we tell you, go ahead and check out Universal's site. Go on there and you can read more of the details about any restrictions at all, and then it'll lay that all out for you, so you're well informed when you go to plan your vacation. And if you do live in Florida or you're in Georgia, come see us. We love to have you guys down here.
Awesome. Yep. Thanks for that update. Hey, and I just want to give a quick shout out. Thank you so much, Mallory, for commenting. Said you're looking forward to the show. Oh, so much appreciate you coming. Actually had the opportunity to start the home showing process in Central Florida for your household. And so I am looking forward to continuing to do that. And so that's awesome to see you tuning in. I'm actually starting to get more and more calls and texts for people who watch the show. Mm-hmm. These numbers really ring us at the bottom, and it's just such an honor when you call, such an honor when you say that you liked one of the videos that we made on a certain new construction community or 55 plus community or just city in the Orlando area. So that's so awesome. And this is an engagement focused stream. Like, type in those comments. Don't feel like you're interrupting us. We'd love to talk to you. Love to answer your questions, even if they have nothing to do with what we're talking about at the given moment. We are flexible that way. So thanks so much. Oh, really appreciate you. So I'll take on to another update for the area. Something's going on with a project called the Canopy that's going to be this really cool artistic looking development. And actually, I'm going to just kind of run this awesome video produced by the Orlando Experience while I describe it myself, because it's just something you got to see for yourself. I couldn't even do justice to talking about what the Canopy even is. So it's an urban gathering space that has been kind of known as the code name like Under Eye Project. Basically, it's going to be a unique hub for people to just kind of hang out. That's pretty near to the Kia Center that was the Amway Center for the longest time. I'm still getting used to saying that, but names change a lot around here. Disney, downtown Disney becomes Disney Springs, and MGM becomes Hollywood Studios a lot of the time. But as you see this, this looks really cool. It's like a urban park coming to downtown Orlando. They're gradually building out 2027, like an immersive public space that's under I-4. That's why they call it the I Project. And it's going to just be this, like what you can see, a really cool use of this space where you don't normally think of like, that's just dead space. It's under a bridge. It's under roads where cars drive over. But this is just that awesome ingenuity here where you can basically see that why not just come up with a creative solution to like this space that you're seeing here. This goes on for quite a while, and it's going to be hosting festivals, events, bike trails, art walks, just outdoor projection light shows, like this fun stuff that they're doing with these pillars here. So I just think that is a really cool way to just keep downtown Orlando hip, connected, safe, communal, add this greenery and mobility from attractive hubs like the Kia Center, and just add art and enrichment. So what do you think, Sue? Does this look cool to you?
It looks really cool to me. And I think what you were mentioning earlier when we were talking about this is they're going to do live music there too. And I can totally see this event. And I have not pause. That flamingo right there makes me want to go. I love flamingos. But no, the live music will definitely add a whole other dimension to what is going on there. But I have to say it's really an ingenious way to use space that most people would not look at as being wasted, but they're actually taking space that, can be used, and they're using it. So I think it's great. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, so they just over the last few weeks they've been talking about it, and just trying to find, because there's only so much real estate you can do, and so if you can turn something kind of industrial into something beautiful, something artistic and fun and youthful, that's awesome. So yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. So I'm gonna just want to take back control of the stream here and stop sharing this video. And I know. So I think I will talk a little bit about the real estate market as well. I saw this interesting article from the Orlando Business Journal that talks about maybe it's the best time to list your home, the best time to sell right now, given this spring market for Central Florida. And that's the kind of the thing about when you're delivering the news in a real estate setting. It's kind of like what could be the best market for a buyer could maybe not be the best market for a seller. So there's kind of trade-offs like between like who's like, what's good news to one or the other, which we try to, Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate, calls this the joy network. I got joy on my left shoulder and my right shoulder, so there's no demons on, there's only angels, and we try to deliver good news. And so at least I have some good news about the respective sellers' potential for taking advantage of the opportunity to sell. The best week to put your house on the market is between April 14th and 20th, really down to a science here, according to the Orlando Business Journal. That time frame combines an optimal mix of high list prices, buyer demand, quicker sales, in addition to fewer price reductions, less competition. Spring is generally the high season for home sales, they say. Buyers tend to be more plentiful earlier in the year. I've started to see my phone ring as well, more like I've said, and I'm also starting to see inventory pick up a bit. And some of the homes that have been sitting for a while that I had my eye on were finally pending. So I think I can, in my own experience of checking the MLS every day and getting phone calls, can kind of back that up as well. Listing a home is a process. Sellers should start preparing now so they can list their home at a time that are when conditions are likely to be most favorable to them. And so we can kind of evaluate the market like with a phone call. Like I said, we got our numbers here to see if your market is kind of set up for those trends. If it looks like a good time with higher prices and lower inventory or anything like that for you, if you've been thinking about selling, been on the fence about whether it's time to pull the trigger, April might be a good month to at least start that conversation with us and maybe have our team get out there, give you that CMA, and we can get our awesome video crew who does all these amazing videos for Near Disney to create an awesome video to market your house. And we market your stuff right here on this show a lot of the time, as well as our special social media pages. So we'd love to jump in and work on that with you. Like I said,
Definitely.
let's see, and listed for more than houses during other times of the month, 10% higher than the start of the year. So they were saying that that kind of means that January was a really one of the months that's really good to be a buyer necessarily, because you kind of beat it before it gets that little springtime uptick. But you know, we there's always a good time. There's always a good time. Demand, faster time to sell, and yeah, fewer price reductions. 24.6% fewer homes historically see a price decrease during this month than other times of the year, and especially during that very scientific April 4th to the 20th week, 6 days. Whew. So I thought that was kind of interesting, a way to start a conversation with us.
Yeah, I like that. I would just assume that April 14th or the 20th, a lot of people who maybe put off doing their taxes to the last minute now all of a sudden realize they're getting a refund of some kind. Maybe if they've been storing money away to put a down payment, now they have a little bit, more of a cushion, and so they start looking. But then the other thing I wanted to say is, Elijah mentioned we'll provide a CMA for you. For those who don't know what that is, it's a comparative market analysis. And what it
Yep.
does is it shows you what is comparable to your home that's on the market now, what has sold in the last up to 6 months, and then also what is pending. And so it's I just did one today for a client. We're listing a condo, and it's invaluable information, and it really helps the buyer and the seller and their agent work closely together. Everybody understands what the market is bearing right now, and definitely your agent is going to want to get you the best price possible, but they also want you to be informed, and they want you to know why they came up with this price. And so don't, and like Elijah said, don't ever hesitate. Type in your questions, text us, email us, call us. Unless my phone says spam likely, I answer it. So, and I'm not going to say 24/7, but close. So anyway, but yeah, that's great information about listing the house. Thanks, Elijah. That's good.
And that reminds me, it's not in that April 14th to 20th window, but it's so close. That meme with William Shatner that goes around every year. It says he's like on this contest. Describe your perfect date, and he says, "I say April 25th because it's not too hot, not too cold. All you need is a light jacket." So hey,
Yes.
he knows that time of the year is best, and it may be the best time of the year to sell as well. Right on the money there. So
I love that movie.
Yeah.
That movie has so many good one-liners in it. It's awesome.
Well, I'm glad you can back that up. Our thoughts go out to Tanya, the Elena, the Latin princess, says she is called on Near Disney. She had to take a little sick day today, but she was awesome in that she sent us a article as well to still fuel the machinery of the Wednesday show. And yeah, it's a really topical topic that we are just definitely seeing get reinforced every day. More people moving to Florida, Central Florida counties last year than anywhere else in the U.S. It's particularly highlighting Polk County with rich citrus groves between Orlando and Tampa. So this would include like Davenport and Auburndale, as well as like maybe a little St. Cloud or something. But it's uh, it's interesting that we're just seeing more and more reports of New York losing residents, almost 80,000 residents that as it last year it's saying here, and that Texas is also seeing some pickup, but just not nearly as much as Florida and Polk County in particular, more than any other county in the U.S. 29,300 people moved last year to the county located between Tampa and Orlando. And it's also kind of, you still get that Florida lifestyle, you still get that proximity, that near Disney, but it's considered a little bit of a cheaper alternative to maybe like Orange County, downtown Orlando, or Tampa, or Miami, or even some parts like Celebration, where our office is located in the Osceola County. So I definitely can see that, and we welcome people to keep coming and enjoy this lifestyle that it makes it so easy for us to sell here. I've known some people who get into the car business, and they work for like a car company they don't necessarily believe in is the best brand, and they kind of got to show up every day and sell you a car that deep down they know isn't really the best out of the market. But I just don't get that feeling at all here. We picked such a great farming area, such a great central hub to do this real estate and sell people the lifestyle and their dream homes.
Yes, it's definitely a wonderful place to live. Being a 2-year, 2-year recent transplant, I just was back in Washington State with all my kids and grandkids for a couple weeks. And while I was sad to leave them, I was so anxious to get back to the warm weather. I was like, it's calling me. So I was a little less constricted than the last time or conflicted, excuse me, between staying and going. But I do miss them. I love them dearly. So it is tough, but it's so worth it here. You feel so much better, and there's so much to do. There's no shortage of anything to do. There's no shortages of restaurants or shopping. And unlike Boise, Idaho, a few years ago, we will never tell you to go home, because I remember, do you remember that? Did you remember hearing about that when Californians just started pouring into Boise? This was probably 4 or 5 years ago. And it literally got to the point where people had put signs in their yards, bumper stickers on their cars saying, if you're not from here, go home. And I know, right?
Well,
you're not going to see that here. We promise.
Like I said, we welcome you from wherever walk of life, wherever state, wherever country,
Right.
Like it's fun. We get so many fun people like from Brazil and stuff. So
yes, we do.
So yeah, I'm happy that you're happy to be home, and that home is actually a new construction purchase for you like this year. Congrats on that. And that's a cool area of Four Seasons. So you have some local expertise there, and we're going to have a little market update to share us on for that community.
Yes, Four Seasons is a 55 plus, and what you're seeing in front of you is a list of a few homes they're selected of quick move-ins. So they're either very close to being done or almost done, and you can kind of see where it's listing the move-in dates. We've got one down there that's coupled that are April. So then the other thing I wanted to point out is, so these prices that you see reflected in the red, those have been reduced up to $75,000, as it says in the header there. But what I wanted to point out for you, and I came from their office not too long ago, there's 2 models, and both of them really nice, very nicely constructed, very comfortable homes. They flow really well. The Stella and the St. Lucia, those 2 homes they're taking another $50,000 off the price that you see there in the red.
Wow.
So these are not all that are left. However, they are in their last phase, but there are up to 30 home sites available right now. They are going very quickly. Curtis is the representative there in the office, and he sent me a flyer last week. And from last week to today, when I went in there, they had sold 3 more, either lots or homes. So things are going quickly, and you will really like it here. My little community, I am overwhelmed here in this our street, how nice everyone is and so willing to help, and kind of like my dream team that I work with, Elijah and Virginia and Kim and Tanya and Elizabeth. So yeah, no, it's very much home. It's very much home here. So
Yeah, I mean, that's a great community. I helped someone purchase into that community apart from yourself,
Mhm.
just earlier this year, and into that St. Lucia model happens to be one of the ones that they're highlighting here with that incentive to get that over 2,000 square feet, low 500s with that great new construction finish. Almost all the livings on one floor, except sometimes they offer an upstairs area for like one extra loft kind of room,
Mhm.
be a great like big bonus room or bedroom space. So that's such an attractive floor plan for people here in Florida, and that is an attractive price for like that square footage and those kind of amenities. So awesome. Thank you for sharing. I'm going to share a little bit as well on another area, if I can close out this. That's the Island Village area of Celebration, the newest part of the town that was built by Disney. This is built by Madame, but it's a beautiful extension of that Disney town and its legacy. They have some stuff, some inventory they're just finishing out for that phase 1, and it's kind of a little bit of a long time before phase 2 is going to really get rolling. It's like maybe a year plus off. We just always are always in touch with them, phone glued to our sides for updates there.
Mhm.
um, the bigger homes, the ones that are on Estuary Lake Loop. These are homes that are 5 bed, 7 bed, one even for 8 bed, luxury, great lots with like some conservation behind it in many cases. We're talking, we're seeing some price cuts here for 3,000 to 4,500, even up to 5,000 square foot homes. They might, and when you see those like big 7, 8 bedroom, that probably like includes a garage apartment that could have a 2 bedroom space over the garage that you could rent out for like extra income. And like 2 bedroom garage apartment would be a really attractive thing for a lot of people in town. So that's fun part of still having your own house and maybe having that income as well that sort of helps with that mortgage if you need one. So that's cool. And we're seeing prices get slashed from like just under 1,400 to 1,300 to sorry, 1.4 to 1.3, 1.85 to 1.72. So hey, these are some, hundreds of thousands is when I say that was what's meant by that decimal point. Oh, it's cool. So yeah, to get into that new construction feel and still be in Celebration, and that Island Village area is kind of building out its own little retail hub space and its own little town center sort of area, has a great clubhouse and has proximity to that new Celebration Point area where cool restaurants and new Publix and some fun shops are opening up as well. So
Mhm.
just love to share things about that. If you have any more questions about Island Village, we've got like videos on it. You can type in near Disney Island Village, or you can just call me and Sue, and we're happy to help out with that. And gosh, I think that is the breadth of what we kind of wanted to cover here today. I think we offered a lot. I'm trying to look and see in the comments if anybody else has asked us a question, if anyone said hello. Really so much appreciate when you do that. I think we just gave everyone all of the stuff they needed to know, so they're they're satisfied here. So we'll sign off here, and we'll leave it to this quick clip of Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate, saying goodbye. Appreciate it when you like and subscribe to the channel.
Good night, everybody.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.